Things can only get better. Welcome to another draft video. The last one was a video I uploaded, and that's probably the best that can be said for this. This one starts similarly with a Bone Crusher Giant, which is obviously the pick, over Sir Alan, the mesmerically poor Sir Alan, which I now hate, but I love Bone Crusher Giant. Let's hope it doesn't go the same way. Bone Crusher into either Tactician or Sprite or Urge. I think I'm just going to go with the Sprite, a very solid card. Covetous Urge is excellent, but so is Hypnotic Sprite, and I'm sick and tired of playing white. Claim the Firstborn is my enemy. I think enemy is the correct word. I think the correct pick here is probably just Trapped in the Tower. I like to take Witching Well more so, but Trapped in the Tower is by far the most powerful card in the pack. So I think I'll pick it up here. Wishing Well is obviously a yeah, just Trapped in the Tower. You can overthink these things. Ooh, Safarin the Sledgehammer, or Hengehammer. I like Sledgehammer more. That being said, there is a second Trapped in the Tower, and Safarin is probably the weakest of the Sirs. Second Trapped in the Tower it is, and that mono white deck's not going to play itself. Pity. So on to the next one, and we have a Mysterious Pathlighter, a Lonesome Unicorn, or a Thunderous Snapper. I think we have to take the Pathlighter here. White's not my favourite colour in this confounded set, but I do think this is quite a clear and obvious pick over the Snapper, which isn't even that good. Right, Giant Opportunity is a card I never really liked, but it's probably the strongest card here, just about. Otherwise, I'll just go for the Witching Well. It's not something I'm keen to play. It's alright in a blue deck, but there's no real reason to go into blue. I still think I'll take it here. It's between that and the Giant, and I guess I'm a sucker for a Witching Well. Here, I'd love to have a nice little Moonlit Scavengers. Heraldic Banners would have been decent in the last deck, which won't be better than any card we played. But Moonlit Scavengers is a nice little card. Blue-white artifacts is a decent archetype. I think we'll pick it up here. Ooh, Dispute, Please, or Squire. Now, Mystical Dispute is a lot better in Standard, so I don't think it's that. Silverflame Squire looks really good with a Mysterious Pathlighter. I just do like it. Didn't say please, though. I think it matched up really well in this format. I think it's going to match up really well here. If we're going to play a bluish deck, we've already got a Hypnotic Sprite. Didn't say please works well with Witching Well. Then we can pick up Silverflame Squire, I'd hope, a bit later. So didn't say please, in you come. Proof of my words. Pretty certain we just take Silverflame Squire here. Oh, it's a late Clockwork Servant, which I'll gobble up delightedly. These cards are kind of crap. I guess I'll just take Henge Walker. It's better than Mantle. Prophet of the Peak is alright. But I'll just take an Opt, because we end up blue-red. Decent having one of those. So, decent first pack, not brilliant. Fairy Vandal is a very nice pickup, though. Works well in the blue-red, or, well, in blue anything, given that we've got blue, quite a few blue instant cards. I think it's a clear pick here. I really like the Beanstalk Giant. Apart from that, though, didn't say please. I guess we just snap up the Fairy Vandal and be very grateful of doing it. Next, we most likely go for Turn into a Pumpkin. A very strong blue card, not blue removal, but close to it. The alternatives are the red cards, which two Trapped in the Tower is difficult to get away from. I'm not saying we're going to play white necessarily, but we've got a strong red and strong blue card. I'm just going to go with a safe pick here. Ooh, Yorvo is very strong, but far away from where we are at the moment. I think I'm just going to pick up the Unexplained Vision, get some strong card draw into the deck, which is what we're probably lacking at the moment. This is turning out quite nicely. Right, another Snapper, but I think we're likely to go with the Moonlit Scavengers here. We're probably not playing Roving Keep, and we're likely not playing Henge Walker. So we are a bit creature light. Because, well, Witching Well, we'll hope to pick up another Witching Well. Tactician is a very strong card, but I think this is more what we're looking for in this kind of deck. We move on to bit of a swing and a miss here. I think none of these cards are particularly where I want to be. Prophet of the Peak goes down a lot once you've already got 2 6-drops. I suppose Witch's Oven is a card. No, I'm just going to go with the Prize Griffin. 3/4 flyers, not pretty, but it's effective. Probably going to go for maybe a Shambling Suit here. It works well with the Scavengers. We can pick up some more cheap artifacts. We're not really giving anything. Oh, okay. I've talked myself into it. True Love's Kiss is alright. I mean, Outmuscle's clearly the best card here. I don't want to play a Youthful Knight. I mean, it's alright in a beatdown deck, but in any sort of controlling blue-white builds, not really where you want to be. I think I'm going to take True Love's Kiss. I'm not going down the Outmuscle route. And here I'll take Flutterfox for sure, which is a good 2-drop. I think this guy's getting out of here at this stage. Outflank. How many creatures do we have exactly? We have 11. Are we realistically playing 11? Probably. Maybe 10. Maybe get rid of the Hengewalker. I'll probably take the outflank here. Cheat removal. Conditional, but still works. Crashing Drawbridge. I mean, if I say with blue-white flyers, we haven't really got many flyers. Well, we've got 4-ish. 5 of the Flutterfox. So maybe Crashing Drawbridge is what we want, more so as an artifact that holds down the ground than a haste enabler. Not sure we'll play it, but we'll certainly pick it up. Paladin. Not as good here, but alas, a card nonetheless, and then we'll just pick up the dregs here. So we're looking all right-ish going to pack 3. We could do with another Hypnotic Sprite. Excellent. I mean, Outlaw's Merriment, we are white base. It's a strong card, but we have no means of getting red at the moment. I think I'd rather just take another Hypnotic Sprite. Very strong card. Fits in well here. Mystical Dispute goes up in value quite notably given how much instant speed interaction we do have. Golden Egg's particularly good with the... Well, how many... We've got... What, didn't say please and 2 Hypnotic Sprites. I guess our countering game is already quite strong, and I really would like a Golden Egg here for the 2 Scavengers. I'm going to go for the Golden Egg with that in mind. Ooh, nice little Fairy Vandal. It's a pretty easy pickup here. I suppose the Shine Chaser, which isn't particularly strong on its surface, just probably going to be a 3-mana 2/2 flying vigilance most of the time. We've got a few artifacts, a few enchantments. So the average scenario would be a 3/3. Let's pick it up. I mean, it's clearly the pick for us here. 3rd Scavengers or a 2nd Griffin. What's our top end looking like? How likely are we to have artifacts on the board? I think we're pretty decent in the flyer sense anyway, and Scavengers is a particular favourite of mine. Shambling Suit. I'd say we pick up the 2nd Shambling Suit here. It's a nice little enabler. Works quite well with what we've got going on. We probably don't need 4 Scavengers. Ooh, didn't say please or dispute. I think just didn't say please is just better, so we'll take that here. Nice to get a 2nd Griffin. Unsure if we'll play it. Or 2-mana 1/4 artifact, which, well, we'll take it. We're not going to play the dragon. Whether or not we actually play it in the deck is another matter entirely. Tomb Raider, I mean, it works well with the double Fairy Vandal, so perhaps we could look into that. I think we'll tend to take that over Queen of Ita. I've never really been a big fan of. Fairy Godmother is a strong card. The others not so. And then we'll just, we don't need 2 crashing drawbridges. Right, so how are we to build the deck as we collect our 20 extra gems? Now, I'm pretty certain we can get rid of Opt. I'm pretty certain we can probably cut the drawbridge at this stage. Maybe the Hengewalker. I'm loath to cut a Scavengers. I really do like them, and when I'm drawing cards, sort of disrupting the opponent quite well, it's a really nice top end to have. I think they also work quite well with the Fairy Guide Mother. I think this isn't no real need for two prize griffins. We've got enough finishers without it. I do like the two shambling suits here. We have a smattering of artifacts and enchantments around. We'll probably get rid of the Squire. We'll probably get rid of the Pathlighter now I think about it. It's a 3-mana 2/2 though, which is just... No, maybe not. This Hypnotic Sprite. There's a Guide Mother, which probably isn't going to survive actually now I think about it. Maybe it will. I think we probably need the Corridor Monitor, as sad as that sounds. It works well with a number of cards in our deck. Well, let's get rid of the Guide Mother. Let's think long and hard about this. I'm thinking about the prized Griffin. We've already got 1 flyer, 2 flyer, 3 flyers, 4 flyers, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're well stocked in flyers. Don't want to get rid of outflank. We've still got 15 creatures, so we're at a good spot there. I guess didn't say please as a consideration. Is this opponent? Yes, it is. Flutterfox is strong as a 2-mana 2/2 flyer most of the time. I think it probably is the Tomb Raider. Just... I don't know, these two Fairy Vandals makes me doubt that. I don't want to get rid of the Servant for similar reasons. I probably can get rid of one of these Moonlight Scavengers. Or maybe it's just Corridor Monitor and trust in the Golden Egg. 2 trapped in the towers. Yeah, I've convinced myself. Nope, I haven't, because now I see the shambling suits. Let's get rid of one, didn't say please. Strong, but having 2 counters in your hand when you're behind is pretty galling. How does the mana look? I think 9... Yeah, 9 blue seems right here. Okay, well, this looks like a better deck, more up my alley. Let's hope I can drive it to, if not victory, less embarrassment for us all. Thanks very much, and see you in the games. Well, here we are for round 1 against Blink32, or 32 Blink, he prefers to be called. Got an average keepable hand. I guess let's keep it, as is tradition. This is a little better than the last 2 decks I drafted, I feel. I certainly hope so. I certainly hope it performs better than the last one, which confirmed my status as worst drafter EU. Lead on the... I suppose leading on the blue is technically better because we could have played the 2-mana 2/1 flyer. Should we draw it? But I'm not sure. Well, I wouldn't have played it anyway. I don't think. Slightly greedy here, but with this in mind, I'm just going to represent the old Hypnotic Sprite counter and probably do nothing with my turn. Ooh, I lied. It's a nice little pickup for us. And I think here we are going to get down the Pathlighter, and then next turn play Shambling Suit and a Sprite, provided our Pathlighter survives to tell the tale. Tomb Raider, lovely. Right, and we've got ourselves a nice little Unexplained Vision next turn to stock up the hand, 3/2 flyer. And a Pathlighter. Of course I played it in this order. I suppose I should have played the Sprite before, then attacked, then played the Suit technically, but you can worry too much. If my opponent leaves at 5 mana, I'm not certain I'm going to be going for my Unexplained Vision. I guess that's not an issue anymore. Ooh, Wishing Well's a nice one. Let's go for Unexplained Vision first. I'd really like to pick up a Moonlight Scavenger here. Well, this is an interesting 3. I guess next turn we're going to be going Moonlight Scavenger on the back of this turn's Witching Well. I think then we'll want Fairy Vandal, and then we'll want the Egg. These are certainly 3 cards I want to draw. So, in for 3. No, please trade. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I know the well's a bit of a waste here, but I like having it in play just to guarantee the the Moonlight Scavenger next turn, should our Shambling suit die. Locthwain Paladin. This presumably is going to work out quite well. Boing. And swing for 4. Next turn we're going to Fairy Vandal into turn into a pumpkin, I believe. Although opponents seem to have, is it so tiny or whatever? Run away together. Okay. Not particularly worried about that. I presume he's going to repay both cards here and we'll just give it a big old bounce. I'm a little tempted to play the Clockwork Servant and turn to a pumpkin because I'm getting an extra point of damage, but the Fairy Vandal growing is quite a nice little benefit. Adamant it right up. I'd rather get the extra draw next turn, although next turn we're going to be getting the extra draw anyway with Clockwork Servant. So let's just get an extra point of damage in here. And we draw Didn't Say Please, and the game is looking up. Unless our opponent can shock us with something shocking, of which the Paladin will not do it. Feeling pretty good now. Pretty good. Looks like something's going to get shrunk or ran away together. Frogify. Absolutely fine. So let's get the Clockwork Servant going first, just to gain an extra point. Can't see any reason not to swing for 8. Play the Pathlighter and pass. And you struggle to see how we can lose the game from here with Didn't Say Please up. So, a nice little 1-0, I hope. I guess. I wish. Moonlight Scavengers, I guess that's good enough to bounce, even though it's not going to bounce anything of mine. It's big, and it'll probably prompt the concession. Let's have a draw. Make the Vandal bigger. Swing, play our 2 threats. Call it a day. Looks like we're going to get to run away together here, I guess. No. Okay. I can't remember if there is a Wrath, so this could be horrendous, but I think 4 lethal threats is better than 3. So Conrad the Grim. It's a great card, but it's not going to do it. And Mr. Blink should have looked more carefully. And I will work on my trash talk. 1-0. Okay, round 2's against a more wisely chosen name than the aforementioned Blink. We've got a nice little hand here. Obviously missing something key, but hope springs eternal. We have more. Oh, we have a 100% chance of drawing a white on turn 1, which is always helpful. Let's just play another blue. There's no point giving away the game, and I like having the potential of Clockwork Servant up here, which I'm going to cast. I realise we've got Hypnotic Sprite ready, and I imagine it's going to get countered. It did, but I didn't want to leave it up and have nothing to do in the face of him playing a 4-drop. Overwhelmed Apprentice, that's alright. Let the milling commence. I'm presumably just going to play Witching Well here and leave up Sprite. This time now he's actually got a 2-drop, which he's probably going to play on his turn. As it looks so suspicious not to, I'm fine to take the risk. I am interested in drawing a couple of, well, maybe not a couple of lands, but one land here. Land and a Shambling Suit. I think I'm alright with that. In that order as well. Yeah. Take one. Let the opt resolve. And counter this. Okay, looking good. Because this turn we can play Golden Egg into Shambling Suit. We do have to play a land in there apparently. And then we're well set to start boing and killing what he puts out. I say killing in the way that white-blue kills it, which is kind of an apologetic kill. Sort of, sorry I did this. So milling 2 Scavengers does mean our late game is somewhat worsened. Opponent looks set to do nothing. So I look set to play a land and get him for 3. Play a Hypnotic Sprite and pass, with the intention of using Wishing Well at the end of the turn. Run away together. That's absolutely fine. Mill me right out, young man. So tight, okay, also fine. The Apprentice comes back. Trapped in the tower and a land. We can, if need be, sack this return this Hypnotic Sprite with a pumpkin. Which might not be the worst play ever if we draw a land here and counter one of his spells, but it's a little bit lame at the same time. So I'm just going to draw 2 and see where we go. Right, that's helpful. Okay, that's not bad at all. I think I'm going to go the suit first. And just pass the turn. Really keen to get the Fairy Vandal down this turn. And I really like... okay, that's fine. Leaving his mana up. I've still got 19 cards left in my library. I'm feeling fine about the mill. I mean, we could still lose. We could still lose to the old Secret Keeper, I believe is this set. Apologies if I'm wrong. A couple more artifacts milled. Annoyingly, we have a lot of lands to draw now. Opponent has Oko, Thief of Crowns. Well, that does make things a little harder, being as Oko is a ridiculous card. And I say a little harder, I mean incredibly hard. Game's probably over. What fun we had. Level of hard. Yeah, what to do? I guess it's just play 2 things. Going for 1 here and then gradually bemoan my life as Oko wins the game. Somewhat an odd choice. Well, maybe not. His opponent hasn't really done much, farted around a lot, and then played Oko, which in this format is all you really need to do. I think playing Oko in most formats is all you really need to do. A fun card for everyone. I mean, we're in a good position to take it down, but he's got 4 spells in hand and the ability to Oko something. If he just creates a food and then plays a big creature, we are going to kill it. Can anyone else remember a more busted limited card than Oko? Pack Rat, maybe? Pop it in the comments if you can think of anything. I'm always keen to hear what other people are doing to display their lack of fun. Okay, well, Oko is dead. I presume he's going to turn something into a elk then? Or is he just killing Oko and stealing a creature? Okay, elks that. Oh, sorry, for some reason I thought Shambling Suit had flying, which would explain. I guess I can. Ah, it is a bit lame to turn into a pumpkin, the scarecrow, and trapped in the tower, the apprentice. Do you think you can't not kill Oko though, can you? I think we probably need to do it. How lame does this feel? I wouldn't say nice. Oko down, opponent down to 14. Looking good. Especially if he plays a scarecrow here. Witching Well, I'm fine with that. So Didn't Say Please is going to hold a lot of weight here. Shambling Suit's performing well. My recollection of them being pretty good seems to be one that bore fruit. But it still needs to hit his lands. One presumes those 2 scry tops help him. Oh, he plays the Scarecrow. Well, that's probably it, I'd think. I can bounce it, swing for a fair amount. Alternatively, I can. It means I can't leave up Didn't Say Please. Hmm. 13 cards left. So the alternative of playing Tomb Raider and Flutterfox does put a lot of more power on the board in the air, gives that an extra power. I think we are going to go for that. So we'll play Flutterfox first. Wait a sec. Well, of course, the problem there is I don't have enough mana, and I'm a retard for thinking otherwise. Let's go for a variant of that play we can leave up outflank. So opponent will take 7, block this, will outflank the blocking creature. And then have Didn't Say Please up, which I think is better than the alternative. Yeah, it certainly is. Because we win. Another run away together. Well, we beat Oko. That, my friends, is a title in itself. See you in round 3. Round 3 against Don Barbosa. Several days later than the other rounds, because I stopped for a bit, because I got a bit bored. Not of Magic. So, what do we have here? A very cheap hand indeed, and a lovely cup of tea. Shambling Suit and a Shambling Suit looks pretty good. If opponent is a bit greedy with his tapping on turn 2. We could get a lovely Gingerbrute Snaffle. As is, we're looking pretty nice here. Either way, we could get him to waste a mana, so all is fine and diddly dandy. We're not going to be drawing cards for a while, so I'm just going to block here. And if it dies, it dies. It died! For shame. Ooh. I presume that's going to be used to kill our 1/3. I'm hoping we draw several lands now, and then we're looking pretty golden. Otherwise, the opponent's going to kill this, get in for 3, put us to 13. I suppose he could play the Carver. Oh, or Wicked Wolf. This is a disaster. Quite sure how we come out of this. I presume it's something along the lines of playing Shambling Suit, outflanking something, then trapping in the tower Wicked Wolf, drawing some cards with Unexplained Vision, and bouncing something with Scavengers. But there is the problem that the Scalding Cauldron does forestall that immediate plan. This is Artifact and Enchantment, okay. So we're going to have to trap in the tower here. You know, we're so far behind here that I think it's worth going for the Tomb Raider into draw a land plan, failing that Tomb Raider into take 3 and kill something. Yeah, therein lies the problem with counterspells, I guess. This is practically useless at this juncture, and I think we'll need a minor modern-day miracle here. But strange things have happened, not many. Let's trade to the Gingerbrute and go to kill the out... I was going to say, even if he pumps the Gingerbrute here, we probably still have to kill the sword dude, who I think is going to be fine through some... It looked like he was targeting, maybe not. So we go down to 4. If he plays the Carver, we can go down to 1 here. So we're going to need to draw something this turn for the opponent to brick beyond bricking. It looks unlikely, my friends, but... no, I didn't really have a but there, I'm afraid. It just looks very unlikely. But don't worry. I believe in the heart of the cards. I'm less sure in the heart of the cards than I was. Right, even if we'd have drawn the lamb for Didn't Say Please, we'd still be Edsky. And I shall concede with anger in my heart at being wronged. Defeat, those are words I do not want to see. Next round. Okay, had a long, hard look at myself after the last game. I'm not happy. I've let myself down, I've let you beautiful people down, but here we go again. Gonna have a nice keep. I say nice keep, it's a passable hand. So we'll start with the island in case we want to play a 2-mana 2/1 flyer that we draw. Anathema VP. Hopefully he's less of a challenge than the last opponent, who veritably trounced us, dear friends. This man took a while to keep his initial hand, but keep he did, so I presume he's there, unless that's the default thing if you are AFK. He's there. Probably better for him if he just missed turn 1, though, playing this bloody inquisitive puppet, of which I care not a jot. Hope this lovely cup of tea will make everything better. I mean, sort of a combo. Opponent's in for 2. Does nothing. I guess suit into suit looks quite nice. Okay, opponent demulligans, because I'm assuming Inquisitive Puppet is a basic mulligan. 2 mana to eat it. I don't really want to block here because it's such a nothing card that it's almost a free bitey. No, I'll just let that through. This turn I plan to play another shambling suit, leaving up white. It may change. Yeah, now he's played the 1-1. I think with that in mind, I'm probably going to play the Tomb Raider. It trades well with that. Again, I'll take 2 this turn, but still very much looking fine in this game with a Moonlight Scavengers to bounce things and get back in contention. The 1-3 blocks the 1-5 really easily and we'll just let them noble through. And a golden egg is not the worst draw ever. I'd probably play that and the shambling suit next turn. I can't really take the time off to play the unexplained vision. I want to guarantee that I've got scavengers on 6. I could. No, I don't really want to block. I'd rather just take 2. I like the idea of forcing him to do something, but I don't like the idea of that being kill my creature with virtually no downside. Foreboding fruit, okay. I can live with that. Another malevolent noble. Yeah, so we can't take this turn off to play a shambling suit. I guess we'll, sorry, to play unexplained vision. I guess we'll draw a card with the egg. And just play another 3-3. Now I'm perfectly happy double blocking the noble. And in for 1 in the air. I tell a lie. I was having you on. It's got bloody reach, hasn't it? Keeping back the knight anyway. Opponent plays a 6th land. Hopefully plays a big 6-drop with no into the battlefield effect. If he attacks with both, I might... Well, there's a world where I do this. So say he eats that, it becomes a 3-3. Yeah, I'm fine with this actually. He's going to have to waste a lot of turn time making it eat a shambling suit. If he makes it trade with it, I don't give a shite. I don't give a shite, lad! It's my Scottish impression for any listeners north of the border. Okay, if he wants to... Well, this is pretty perfect, so I should bounce it next turn. My phone there picked up my Scottish accent, somehow, for some reason. And I presume the noble's going to eat the spider. Well, this is pretty brilliant for us. I guess that's the problem with attacking with both of these things when each requires a sacrificial lamb. And he either sacks the spider here, which he probably has to do. Screwing himself anyway. Yeah. Oh, he sacked the other one. Okay. Well, this is going to be rather disappointing for him. And if I'm honest, I'm going to declare victory there. I'm virtually certain we're going to win this game from here. In before opponent plays Oko. Reaper of Night, that's not bad. I think discarding these two is a pretty clear play. So that's somewhat annoying. But we still have a nice little draw 3 here. I'm trying to think of any reason to not structure my play this way. There's probably not. Three good draws and 3 good draws. And Corridor Monitor probably just about weaker than a random card. And as I'm going to be scrying with a Wishing Well anyway, I'll just save myself putting that to the bottom. And pass the turn. We're most likely going to end up trapped in the tower. The Spore-Cap Spider just, well, gets us into quite a bit of damage and also gets our Shine Chaser to be a nice big boy. We're also going to be trapped in the tower this as well, obviously, but I think that's kind of the obvious next turn play. Maybe not. Maybe I'm fine taking 4 and I'd rather just get in some hits. Maybe I'll do both. Who knows? Yeah, I think I'd rather Trapped in the Tower and Shine Chaser here. We could just go the very aggro route and trap, bang. Yeah, I like that. It means we can't play the Shine Chaser, but, well, we can. We just lose a point of toughness here. Let's go for it. I'm acutely aware that our dear opponent has the opportunity to eat them and win back some of his hard-earned life. Not sure that made sense, but he can block with a noble and eat these things to make it a 4/4. But it didn't work very well for him last time, and it probably won't this time. I don't think I play the 3/3 here. It makes this smaller, lose our chance at a couple of life. Not that it's looking relevant. Or maybe I do. Maybe I just do. Forget. Puts more power and toughness on the board. Opponent plays a land, which I'd say is unfortunate to draw 9 lands, is that? 3, 7, 8, 9 out of 22 cards. Yeah, I think the reason for his loss is thus explained, aside from his playing Inquisitive Puppet and his all-in on Malevolent Noble. And my preemptive victory celebration has been met with victory. On to the next. Le Frérot is our opponent, and we've got a pretty nice looking hand here. I'll keep 7. We're on the play. I don't really want to run this out as a 2/1, especially against a red, especially against that. I'm guessing that our corridor monitor has never looked so good here. A very fortunate draw. Or so I thought. I guess we just leave up the counter this turn, and next turn, if he doesn't play anything, we can play the Vandal. Ember Shieldbreaker, my nemesis. I think he's just going to make it 3/1 and bash out. But I've been wrong before. Slight change of plan next turn. Instead of going Vandal Egg, I'm just going to go Sprite Vandal. And I'm very happy to not trade here. I'm very happy if he spends mana pumping that instead of developing his border. Not that he'd have to pump it anyway, but to get through, I just can't see him pumping it and doing 5 damage here. Here comes the Errant, being the errant of its ways. I guess we probably just have to trap that in the tower. It's big and it's somewhat annoying. Looking like a very likely play now. We game for 4 and we pray for a land. If we don't get a land, as long as it's not a Moonlight Scavengers, we're probably in a good position. Hopefully opponent plays a big ground 5-drop. He's thinking. Shieldbreaker getting for 3. Is that what we're looking at? He's got his own trap in the tower, it's not too useful. Oh, pretty perfect. Pretty perfect indeed. A veritable full house of a draw. Getting for 5, looking good. If we draw a land, we're in great shape. If we don't, we've probably drawn a decent card. Congratulatory tea. Oh, the sweet taste of almost certain soon-to-be victory is lovely. I can't not block here. Reducing his mana for this turn is fantastic when he's so far behind anyway. Shieldbreaker's fine. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. Play a 4/3 and in for 6. Oh, outflank. Forgot about that. Presume he doesn't have outflank because he probably had to use it there. Ah, the accidental ogre. I think he might have outflank actually now I think about it, the way he thought for a while and is waiting to kill this 3/4. I don't think there's any way we can play around it. I don't think it matters too much. So let's just send in the boys. So he does outflank, kills this, trades here, yep. I would say quite a greedy play to not kill the 2/1 last turn, but that hasn't worked out too badly for him. And there we go, that should be a win. And indeed it is. Not bad, dear friends. Ta-da! Next round. So the perhaps aptly named Nez, if he has a particularly big nose like I do myself, or is a big fan of old computer game systems spelt wrong, is our opponent. We have a nice little hand here. I mean, obviously we're lacking the white manners, but that's not particularly important when we've got such a nice collection of blue and mono-coloured cantrip cards. So it's a definite keep. And it looks to have kept 7 as well. And runs out of 1 mana, 1/1. Again, it's going to be probably me losing a Fairy Vandal next turn, but I'm happy to take the risk. It is an uncommon after all, and people like myself may have forgotten what's in the set and not attack into it. Lovely. You can probably see my dilemma here. I think I'm going to play the white. Get him for 1, he's F6'd or the equivalent, and pass the turn. We can play Didn't Say Please if we absolutely have to, but I'm much rather Vandal outflank here, setting up the Clockwork Servant next turn and just having 2/3 flyers, which are almost certainly going to be good enough to get us all the way. I say almost certain, it's a bit preemptive, but looking positive. Our Mysterious Pathlighter hasn't done much more than be a 3 mana 2/2 flyer, which in itself isn't a bad rate. Maybe we should look into its place in the deck here. Or maybe we should just shut up and play. An adage I'd advise my opponent to follow as he thinks. Magic's not a time for thinking. Make your decision now, live with it later. I'm trying to work out now as we have this forced intermission. Whether or not I care about that, which I don't. I was going to say whether or not I play Fairy Vandal and, well, I mean, I do play that, but whether I go for the outflank. As is, let's just play the Clockwork Servant here. Traps in the tower is a nice way of dealing with, well, I guess not with Flutterfox. But outflank's not a bad way of dealing with it, assuming none of our creatures get schnozzled here. That well-known word, schnozzles, to kill in a magical sense. I think we're far enough ahead in the race scenario as he's killing us in 4 turns here. So if we outflank, and I presume if it doesn't work, he'll have to, well, maybe just Garen Brig carvers it to negate it and get in a bit more damage. Never mind, you can talk too much sometimes. No, sure, yeah, whatever. I guess we just go Trapped in the Tower, Hypnotic Sprite. There's no need to keep up 2 counter spells, and this puts him on an even quicker clock, where if we draw a card next turn, he's dead. Our opponent will be doing very well to get out of this one. Maybe a Wicked Wolf. It worked last time. I don't think it would work this time, but it would slow me right all down. What I think is going to happen is he'll concede. He's played a Guide Mother. I see. I guess we go for the attack. Again, it's an insult to my dear viewers here to do anything other than just wait for the victory, which is certainly going to come with 2 counter spells in hand, a huge lead on board. What I'm doing here is the equivalent of fluff, talking during a video so we've all got something to listen to. My opponent goes to 3 and then either concedes or plays a card and concedes. I'll leave it up to him. Or her. Nez's can be girls too. He went for the concede now. I think that's 5 wins. Not bad! Better than the last one. See you next time. As we embark upon what could be our 6th win, and pivotal for this channel, as I've been shite on this draft so far, we get a good keeper hand with need for another mana, which we got quite quickly. Presumably going to lead with Corridor Monitor. Nothing changes that. Okay, so something to do, I guess. And the opponent will play a 2 mana 2/3 then. Right. Playing the land, I'm trying to work out if we play a Hypnotic Sprite pre-combat, but I don't think that's going to be working out too well for us here. I think I'll just try and get him for 1 and play a Shambling Suit. I'd rather have Hypnotic Sprite left up when either Turn into a Pumpkin is or Outflank is a bit more valuable. Lest he just play a 4-drop here and make me look like a right Wally. Then I'll get him for 2. Outmuscle, okay. I presume we're going to have to do something about that at some point. And because we missed our land drop, I'm also presuming we'll have to try and draw one here. My presumption was unwise. So opponent gets in for 3 and probably follows up with a prize griffin. I was going to say probably a prize griffin. We do not draw well, and we put ourselves in quite a bad position here. We can... I don't really know how to get out of this too well, so I'm going to do nothing. I think no. I guess I'm just going to play the Flutter Fox here. I should have got in for 1 with the Corridor Monitor, but our being snaffled on mana here is coming back to bite us. We could have left at the Hypnotic Sprite, but I can't see what he could play for 3 mana that nothing particularly good for it. We're not developing our board, we're just stopping him developing his. At least this way we can play the Sprite next turn and leave up Outflank, or leave up Turn into a Pumpkin and the Sprite if we draw a land. Either way, things aren't looking particularly good. 2 big 3/4 flyers are somewhat difficult to get the better of. See, countering that wouldn't have done much. Okay, that's not too bad at all. We've got the land draw, so I guess we are going to be leaving up. I'm trying to work out whether we play Sprite. I think we just leave out the Pumpkin. And I will have to Pumpkin the Griffin, even though the Tactician's got the counter on it, as it's too dangerous to do otherwise. This also gives us the opportunity to spot some sort of a cheap spell that leads to an Alpha Strike. So he's gone for the Alpha Strike. So I guess we go for the obvious block. Block takes 6. And we'll be going for the Pumpkin here instead of the Outflank. Okay. Didn't work badly at all. Not a good draw at all. So I guess we have to play the fair. Well, let's get in for 2 because I'm not blocking here. I'm probably just going to playing didn't say please. If he kills me with the 3/4, he kills me with a 3/4. I'm almost certain that's going to have to be used in a double block to kill this 3/4. By double block, I mean triple block. So I don't really want to toss it away here. It also helps a lot with outflank. I presume we're just going to counter his Cries Griffin here. So Alin the Lion's Claw, well, that's absolutely fine. And then we can play Fairy Vandal. Not the best. Golden Egg into Trapped in the Tower does something. I'm trying to work out if we actually need, well, we can't do anything else. We could Trapped in the Tower. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go with Trapped in the Tower, chump block. Hope for the best. I guess leave back 2 chump blockers in case he's got a way of getting past, getting one of them tapped or killed even. Tap wouldn't do much here. I say tap wouldn't do much; it would kill us. But there's not much we can do about taps. So let's hope this works, and then think of a plan next turn for the 3/4 flyer. Right. I guess we have to draw. And I think it's right to tap the white. Yeah, good. Desperate times. Again, very poor ordering from me. I should have got in for 1 there. There's a 0% chance our opponent would have blocked. I'm obviously having double block here. I can't imagine it working too well. Although it worked alright last turn with the outflank. It just doesn't seem this one is, thanks to the highlight. Oh, never mind. Fierce Witchstalker. Okay, I can beat that. Youthful Knight can beat that too. Maybe I can't beat that. If I play the Hypnotic Sprite, we double trade with that, take 1. That blocks here. We don't leave up anything. Yeah, I'm going to have to go for it. Oh, wait, it's a bit bigger than I thought. So it's just a... That's not too bad, actually. I did forget about the mysterious Pathlighter's extra bonus points. We're going to have to crack the egg this turn, I think. Although if that's the case, we don't have to block the Witchstalker. Going to 1's fine. But at the moment it's just single trading for the Sprite, given the lovely extra boost Mr. Pathlighter gave it. If that's the case, we take 2 from the Knight, but that's not the end of the world. Again, if we gain the life. Is he going to go for it? I do think he should attack with both here. Yeah, nice play. I mean, if he's drawn a way of killing it, then good for him. And terrible for us. If not, I think we're okay here. Hopefully we draw a land to first strike damage. Well, I guess that would kill me, so let's decide against that. I presume... Ooh, I presume incorrectly. The Sprite lives. Maybe not the worst idea. He plays a Pathlighter. And we draw a land, and we're looking quite good now. So the Scavengers comes down and bounces. I presume it's the Pathlighter. we get in for 3. I don't want to get in for... Well, in fact, I'm trying to think what we could be beaten by here. Trapped in the tower, outmuscle doesn't... Trapped in the tower does do it, outmuscle doesn't do it. If he's got the tap knight, then we're dead either way. I'm just trying to work out if attacking with both these things. I don't think we need to do it. The fact we didn't say please and unexplained vision in hand, that means we don't need to rush towards the finish. Good game, this one. It's an enjoyable one to play. Opponent's at 15. Hopefully he just slams the path lighter. Don't know if that's a slam as such, but he's played it. And this thing, which is taps for mana, right? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Ooh, another scavenger. Now this is looking very nice. So I'm likely going to play it and get the path lighter again. Yes. And probably get in for 5 here. Or maybe get in for 7, actually. Yeah. Alternatively, we get in for 10. That puts him on the back foot a lot. It does mean we're dead to anything. I don't think we need to do that. I mean, we're still dead to the tapper. But I want to end this game rather quickly. Okay, well, I think we're in a very difficult to lose position now. It seems we're going to have a counterspell up for the foreseeable. In terms of how we get in for damage here, I presume we just smash in. I mean, we put everything in. He blocks the 2-2 on the 3-2, so that negates that. He takes... You know what? I think attacking with everything is actually quite a nice little play here. Now that's definitely going, that's definitely going. If we attack with these 2 as well, he has to block he has to block 2 things. Just trying to work out if this can screw me over at all. I can't see it doing so. If he takes 5 from this, these both have to be blocked. If he doesn't, then that trades, which means he's got 2 things here. Then he has to block 1 of them, which means he's left with 1 thing, and I have a counter spell. So yeah, let's get him with a 4. I presume he single chumps here and hopes to draw something from a different colour to play on the Elder. Okay, so he's backing himself to draw. Well, he's made the logical play and he's backing himself to draw something, making the 2-1 bigger. Can't think what he can do through a counterspell. It's been a really good game. Really enjoyable one, actually. I think we're going to sneak it here. Yes, we are. He's even going to give me a good game. That was a good game. 7 wins looming. So we enter our 7-win potential match here with a nice little hand. It's annoying we're going second. Hopefully the Vandal can eat something again. Ooh, that's a nice little draw. In between this match, I complete my set mastery for core set, whatever it's called. And in doing so, confirmed I am indeed a master. So that's good news, isn't it? I don't think we need the land. I do want don't say please, or didn't say please. That's not a bad start at all, this one. Gonna have a Fairy Vandal in play. Ooh. As beautiful as the dream of killing the Tomb Raider for free is, it's not that important. I'd rather leave up these 2 things here. And I think we're going to be favourably racing here, hence my happiness to get in. Nice to have the Witching Well in play as well, because if he just doesn't do anything for the next couple of turns and our counters get left up, we got that as a nice backup plan. As it is, it's a Vantress Paladin, which we're probably going to have to counter with this. Not the end of the world. What do we get? Some cards. Right, in for 1. Same plan again, counter anything I can. Failing that, break the Witching Well, and hope the Scavengers has something else to bounce up with. Opponent plays a 4-drop, a nice little 4-drop actually. Hopefully we draw Trapped in the Tower or something. Clockwork Servant, not bad at all. think we're going to go for it. Ooh, that is a nice little draw. I realise it's still got its. I'm going to shut him up. I don't like other people. It's still got its passive ability, but yeah, he's facing down some big old cards. I'm trying to think. Maybe that wasn't the right play because now we've got a Moonlight Scavengers that could have been bouncing this. I mean, opponent's got some nice little card advantage here, but we have a soft counter spell and the ability to bounce two things. So as many cards as he draws, unless some of them are removal spells, we're looking pretty fine. Scrying 2 to the top, presumably getting in for 1 unless he's planning on having a nice little chumperoonie. Curious pair. Somewhat annoying actually there. As is our land drawing. Opponent goes to 10. I'm obviously not bouncing any of his things there. I guess we do. Oh, we don't count the curious pair, there's no need. Even as a 2-draw, I would have counted the food. But now we know it's a potential 1-3, and we'll get over that. We're on 8 lands, how many we got left, so it's not the most unrealistic distribution of lands to spells. Opponents have got the ability of getting quite a bit of card advantage through this. Him getting a food there slows the beat down quite a bit as well. Fierce Witchstalker, it's a nice little card for him. And he's left up what would be didn't say please. 4, 5, 6. Oh, you know what? As much as I'm certain he doesn't have didn't say please, I've got to deal with it at some point, and I don't want to just wait 2 turns. I know he gets another card here, but what can you do? I'm certain there's a so tiny in my future or something here, but again, it's going to get me at some point. Oh, sure, this Clockwork Servant's dead. Could have been a lot worse. Maybe we'll mill him out. Maybe that's the plan. The Heraldic Banner. That would have been a good one to counter, now I think about it. Okay, the Witchstalker's coming down, drawing him a card. Fairy Vandal's not bad. Are we just going to go for this again? I'm sure the opponent's going to chump this time. Take 3, maybe sack a food, flying back up. So he stays at 7. We can play the Vandal here to threaten a bit more in the air. Something like a golden egg wouldn't go amiss here. I was probably going to play the Garenbig Carver, I imagine, or maybe play Curious Pair and start sacking food so as to prolong his miserable existence. It's a good game, this one. Just like the last one was a good game, which we were narrowly in front of towards the end. I feel this one is the exact opposite. A good game, which we're a little far behind. As the opponent draws another card, thus unwittingly getting him closer to the decking moment. Not land. Ooh, that's about as not land as it can get. Yeah, that's pretty good. Probably don't want the corridor monitor. We're happy to have a 2-1 flyer. We definitely want the scavengers. And I'm going to be keeping these cantrips in hand, given that I've got 2 Fairy Vandals and I'm obviously getting in with the entire team here. I presume we're going to get a block on the Vandal and a trade. Going down to 6, probably going up to 8. Sorry, 10, 9 with that. Okay, I like our position here. That was a very lucky draw. And you know what I always say? Probably not, because I don't really have a catchphrase, but lucky players are good players, or something like that. Either way, it was tight technical play from me, probably. Opponent can continue his reign of card drawing, but he is at 4. Flooding out a bit, but that's not terminal for him, given the cards he has, given the amount of food he has ready to scoff down his greedy throat. I won't be blocking the one. I won't be countering the 1/3. I'd rather use this to counter some sort of cheap so tiny or something. I can't. Stolen by the Fae, right? I mean, that is good. Which is all I have to say. That is good, but he's gonna have to chump with those. I guess he plays the banner and draws and plays the he plays the snapper again with the banner. It's a really good deck the opponent's got. Fierce Witch Stalker, okay. We are likely to... Oh, we have to play Egg and then Scavengers now, I think about it, given that the Trapped in the Tower dies as a result of this, so I guess we go ahead and do it. But we're not leaving up Hypnotic Sprite, but it's just such a powerful bounce. He has to go chump. Or just chump. And at this point, he's got so many foods that it's not the end of the world. We could just play a 2-mana 2/1 as well. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so the opponent drops down to us, stays at 4. We play another 2/1. Over to you, sir. And then, again, good battle this. 13 cards left for the opponent. How many do we have? 16. It's not going to go to decking. That Fierce Witch Stalker, I don't know how many times it's been back to his hand now. Been up and down more times than a horse draws. I'm very sorry, I've been watching classic Coronation Street, and I've picked up the lingo. Fierce Witch Stalker comes down again. I'd like to return to a pumpkin to annoy him, really, at this point. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's already played land, I believe, but he's got the equivalent of 9 points of life gain here. If he's got outmuscle, this does change things. It's not terminal. In fact, if he's got outmuscle, that's probably fine, because I think we just win through lack of food. Corridor Monitor, okay. Again, that's fine. It's a chump blocker. Outmuscle's the only card I really want to avoid here, or So Tiny. Or hopefully he saves So Tiny to do on my turn for some odd reason. Quality Magic. The opponent thinking. Plays a Tomb Raider. Well, he could be decking himself. I think I'd have rather cracked the clues than that. Sorry, cracked the, you know what I mean. Food. Right, so we've got infinite food here. Let's play the Tomb Raider to start things off. Let's maybe not tap all my blue. Okay, the Pathfinder's a decent draw. I can't see any reason why we don't swing with everything. So swing I do. Opponent presumably go block, chump, block. taking 2/6, cracking a thing and going to 1. We can't do that. Okay. Opponent goes to 3. Out of creatures. Let's play this bad boy. And say go. He's going to need something bloody good here. That's a good sign for me. Will I get the first 7-win arena on this channel? I can only think of the accolade now. Women everywhere. Wait, this is Magic. Women, not many places, brutally honest, but not that they shouldn't be. It's a lovely game. That's absolutely fine. That's not fine, because my computer disconnected. That's okay, it's back. It's back. My laptop has an inability to serve as a laptop, and if you lose the power for more than 10 seconds, it just says, you know what? That's that. I'm off. Good luck. Luckily, we got it in. I think we win, don't we? Well, we certainly do if we draw a land. Well, there's no point attacking on the ground. I haven't done the math, but I think we win. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so we can sack 3 food, so we can go up to 12 and dice. My friend, we win. Is good. I think. Bloody lovely. What a day this is for all of us. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for basking in my reflected glory, the success of the man who was a poor drafter several days ago, but now he's in your drafting good books. I said it was a good deck. I said it was a good deck. Sorry, classic Coronation Street, Fred Elliott. If anyone gets that reference, you're as sad as I am. But here we go. Lovely victory. Thanks very much for watching, and I'm sure I'll see you again soon. Ta-ra!